Hey guys, Richard here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about someone I made a video on about 2 months ago, and that is of course classically Abby. The video I made on her is actually my most viewed video, and I think that's a good thing because I genuinely think Abby is a piece of shit. Like, I'm sure she's nice in person, but on video she's just such a dick, to women specifically. So today I checked on her channel to see what she was up to, because I haven't watched a video of her since I made a video of her, and she's still making the same videos. So today we're going to be taking a look at a video called, Men Wearing Dresses is Trash, Just Like Dirty Holiday Movies. Now for context, Harry Styles, who I'm sure 99% of you know of, wore a dress on some magazine, and of course this got a lot of media attention. Literally both sides were overreacting about this. The left was treating it like Harry was the second coming of Jesus Christ, while the right was treating it as if this would lead to the end of civilization. Like it's just a guy wearing a fucking dress, guys. So with this part clarified, let's get into the shit.
Hello Classic Crew, and welcome to today's episode of The Scoop. If you are new to my channel, The Scoop is our opportunity to just catch up, chat about what went on over the course of the week, talk about what's going on in our lives, and act as if we're just grabbing a cup of coffee together. And there's always some fun things going on in the world. It's kind of an opportunity to talk about things that are happening in the zeitgeist, and also just things that I've been doing and enjoying. I love hearing what you guys have been up to, so please leave that in the comments. I always read them. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. I've got mine right here today. Have some tea or just some water, whatever you are drinking, and let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about today is something that kind of went viral on Twitter, and that was Harry Styles in a dress on the cover of Vogue. Yeah, that really happened. It's 2020. Anything can happen, it seems. So basically what happened is that Candace Owens commented on the fact that Harry Styles was in a dress, and so did a few other commentators on Twitter, and it kind of blew up. Now, as somebody who really values masculinity and finds masculinity very attractive, I don't find Harry Styles in a dress attractive. And this is something that kind of became part of the joke, is that people were saying, oh my gosh, Harry Styles in a dress is just my type. He looks so handsome. He looks so great. No. Incorrect.
So just like Abby, I'm straight. I like pussy just as much as the next guy, but she's just dead wrong here. Who you are sexually attracted to is a preference. That's why we call it a sexual preference. Me. A guy being attracted to girls is a sexual preference, and a girl being attracted to a girl is a sexual preference. This also goes for what races and body types you find more sexually attractive. So whether you agree with Harry wearing a dress or not, you can't just deny people being attracted to him wearing a dress just because you don't like feminine guys. It's a preference. It could be fucking wrong. You can disagree with it 100%. But people aren't flat out wrong for being sexually attracted to a man in a dress.
As somebody who loves the fact that my husband is a man and is masculine, seeing a man in a dress doesn't really do it for me. I'm gonna be honest. The thing about it is that I think that masculinity is actually really important. I think that men need to embrace the best parts of masculinity, right?
You can prefer masculine guys. Hell, most women want to date a masculine guy. But you're saying Harry Styles can't wear a dress because it personally doesn't get you wet. Now I know if Harry Styles or some lesbian told you to act more masculine because they prefer that more, you would tell them to fuck off, which you have every right to do. Literally bitching online about something not being your preference is pretty fucking stupid, and based on the like to dislike ratio on that video, a lot of people agree.
Masculinity, just like femininity, can be directed in the worst possible directions, but it can also be directed in the best possible directions. And it's so important to embrace the best parts of masculinity and of femininity, right? Women want men who are going to protect them, and that protective instinct is a masculine thing. Women want men who want to support them. That's a wonderful masculine trait. Men in dresses? Not so much.
So there are several things wrong with this statement. Women can protect other women and even men. It's not like their fucking arms fall off whenever they try to protect someone from something or when they fight someone. Are you telling me someone like Ronda Rousey couldn't protect me from danger? And before you say something like she's just built different, there are tons of average-sized women who can protect people, and could fight people to protect themselves. There are tons of women in my school who could beat your ass, I'm willing to bet money on it. And on your next point, there are tons of women you can talk and support you when you're not feeling it, like 90% of mothers can do it. Hell, even feminine men can fight to protect people and be supportive of you. You're just being ignorant like you usually are in most of your videos.
Men don't belong in dresses. In Western culture, it's not a thing.
What about those dresses Scottish men wear? I looked it up, and Scotland and the United Kingdom in general are considered to be a very Western society with Western culture, so you're just flat out wrong, Chief.
Men don't belong in dresses because men should be men. It's a good thing for men to be men, not to be the worst version of men, but to be good, strong, capable men. The best version of masculinity is refining it and elevating it. But masculinity should still be there. Not having masculinity at all would be a real loss to us as women.
Oh, so I see why you're making this video now. You think Harry Styles wearing a dress is a loss to women? Him wearing a dress isn't going to affect you, it isn't going to affect your sex life with your husband, and it's not going to affect masculinity. As long as men roam this earth, there are going to be straight masculine men. Might the number be lower over time? Sure, but masculinity isn't going to go extinct in the future like the fucking cavemen did.
The whole idea of toxic masculinity really bothers me because the word toxic implies that masculinity in and of itself is poisonous. And it's not. Masculinity is a great thing when it's directed properly. But just like anything, masculinity can be an idol. So saying that masculinity has a really important role in men's lives is something that we should all believe and understand. And I know that strictly from the perspective of am I attracted to a man who would put on a dress? The answer is no.
As I said before, there are tons of people who could be attracted to Harry Styles in a dress. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean people don't find it attractive. The world doesn't revolve around you. You're not the one who decides who people are and aren't attracted to.
Next up, let's talk about something that happened that was peak 2020 and it was really funny. It went viral on the internet and it was the Rockefeller tree. The Rockefeller tree is that huge tree that goes up and it is beautiful every year. But not in 2020. In 2020, it really looked sad. They took the Rockefeller tree and as it started to go up, some of the branches started falling. It just looked totally wonky. And it was really funny because, of course, in 2020, even the Rockefeller tree is going to take a hit. It has been a hard year, and apparently the Rockefeller tree got the message.
Next up, I want to talk about the Netflix movie Holidate. So this came out, it kind of made the rounds, people were talking about it. It has Emma Roberts in one of the starring roles. This movie is not good. It's just not. I do not recommend it. So basically the premise is that there are these two main characters, of course it's a rom-com, and neither one wants to really date. So instead they decide that they're going to use each other as actual dates to attend events, attend holidays, and then they don't have to bring somebody home or worry about kind of the dating aspect of dating. So they just have somebody to bring to the big events in their lives with their families, etc., etc. This movie is trash. It is not good. And I'm gonna give you a few reasons why. So number one is that if you are trying to figure out the perfect things not to do to be classic, this is the movie for you. Emma Roberts' character is just, honestly, it's sad. It's sad for her because she seems like somebody who may have bought into the kind of narrative that I talked about in my last video of happiness comes from accepting kind of your worst qualities, being that BuzzFeed style slob.
So you seem to not realize that this movie is fake like pretty much every other movies. I've never seen the movie, so I may be ignorant, but isn't a rom-com supposed to be unrealistic? Like porn, isn't everything about dating and shit unrealistic to make it more entertaining? You sound like the Karens who think movies will corrupt the youth.
And she's clearly not happy. She's not doing what's best for herself. She's not making good decisions. And it's just kind of sad to watch her that way. So it's not great. And then people, I'm sure, would respond saying, okay, well, isn't her family the one that's making her depressed? But the family can be wrong and she can be wrong. Her family has a lot of issues in and of itself. Her mom is kind of pressuring her and just kind of, I mean, clearly her mom has issues in one scene where she kind of just makes it about a relationship about sex and not more than that. So yeah, but you can have a family that has problems and a main character that has problems. The family has their own issues. So does she. And she is not really making the best decisions for her. And she's not really like a put together kind of person who looks like she could take care of someone else, let alone herself. But then you have the main guy who also has a lot of issues, and it makes sense that they end up together at the end because neither one has worked to grow or better themselves. Not really. But that's number one. And number two is that this is a holiday movie, and it's totally devoid of the faith aspect of anything. It's like almost sacrilegious because you're talking about Christmas and Easter and all of these different holidays, and people are acting in really disgusting ways and just ignoring the fact that these have a religious significance. So that's a kind of a weird thing to me, is that you're watching this movie and there's clearly no thought to the actual faith that goes into Easter and Christmas, for example. There's just none of that. It's very odd.
So I have two things to say. Firstly, it's a fucking movie, not a public service announcement. Comedy movies are supposed to provide comedy, and like all movies it doesn't have to be realistic, and it's not supposed to be. People don't always make the right decisions, and these decisions might be stupider than in real life. You decided to watch a fucking comedy movie and got surprised they didn't just become some cringe couple goals Instagram post. Secondly, stop bullshitting with me, Abby. I know you know damn well that Christmas has evolved from just a Christian holiday. It is now celebrated by various different people of various religions, including atheists. Stop bullshitting and know your facts. I thought conservatives liked facts and logic. Hell, didn't your brother come up with that meme?
The movie is not well done or put together, and I would not recommend watching it. It's also incredibly dirty. Incredibly dirty. It's not a holiday movie. Don't even call it a holiday movie. It's just not. It's a big no from me.
So that's the end of that specific segment, and the rest of the video isn't interesting, so I guess I'll end the video there. Be sure to like, subscribe with post notifications on, and follow me on Twitter at itsrjbro. Peace.
I'm the one that you should pray to, cause when it's your time to go, I might be the one who takes you. I won't let shit ride, what for? If I knew I were to die tomorrow, I wouldn't give you a minute more. Should you live or die, I choose.